Hello friends, welcome to my channel. If you like the video, do hit the like button, subscribe my channel and also give your opinion. And friends, this is just a 5-minute video. It is because there is nothing important with respect to today's editorial, and I would also like to tell you that from tomorrow, that is 13th to 16th, that is on Saturday, I will be not uploading the editorial analysis video. It is because I am going out of town, and I am sorry for the inconvenience, guys. I hope you could understand. And if you look at today's newspaper, this article that is in the air, this article is all about the no-fly list. See, I'll just give you the crux of it. It's more than enough if you know these things. That is with respect to the UPSC point of view. See, what happened is, there was a growing sense of misbehavior, especially by the VIPs during traveling in airlines. Fine. So, in order to curb these sort of misbehavior, the center has recently announced a decision, that is to put these sort of misbehaving air passengers into a no-fly list. Fine. So this could be from 3 months to a lifetime. It depends upon the offense or the misbehavior which they are involved in, and this will be maintained by Director General of Civil Aviation. Fine. And these no-fly list will be over the public domain. And the article also tries to bring in few provisions which is not important, but you also need to know that this is not a new initiative which is brought out. See, even many nations have a no-fly list, but however, this is new to India. So the article also tries to say that this no-fly list give airlines a sense of power so that they could effectively manage their services. But however, this should not be taken as an advantage by the airlines company. So even they have to provide an efficient service. Plus, the article also say internationally there is a low fuel prices, and even the profitability of the airline companies is growing. So this is the right time even for the newcomers to invest in airline sector, and even these sort of decisions by the government is advantageous to the airlines company. Fine. So this article also tries to give in few suggestions, that is this no-fly list will keep the air rage in check. So any passenger who tends to misbehave will be under check by the airline companies, but at the same time this should be enforced only during the emergency. That is, in case of inevitable scenario, then this could be used. Fine. So it is more than enough if you know these points with respect to this article. And the next article, that is Back to the Future, even this article is not important. This article is all about Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer. So they both have won Australian Open and Wimbledon Open respectively. So this article is related to that. It is some sort of an inspirational article. So the article say age is not a barrier, because they could be taken as an example, because one could see that their ages are nearly about 30 or above. So age is not a barrier. Fine. So that's it with respect to this article. And the resilience of our liberalism. This article is with respect to right to privacy. I have taken enough points with respect to right to privacy, so I am not going to discuss this article. And the new strategy, old game. This article is with respect to the US Afghanistan policy. So UPSC is not going to ask us what is the policy or what is USA dimensions with respect to the Afghanistan. So even this is not important. But this article, that is reappraising the Raj, is important to an extent. I'll just give you a glimpse of this article, which is more than enough. See, this article tries to say, if you look at the freedom fighters, then many have sacrificed and many have contributed towards our freedom. But however, it is only 3 personalities which are recognized. They are Ambedkar, Mahatma Gandhi and Nehru. So this article tries to say even Lala Lajpat Rai, Sri Narayana Guru and even Rajaji. See, Rajaji was very much important in bringing in a Rajaji plan. So it was a plan to coordinate Indian National Congress with the Muslim League. And even Sri Narayana Guru Dharma Paripalana, a famous social reformer from Kerala who stood for the upbringing of Yelava caste. And even one could know about Lala Lajpat Rai, who is an extremist but also played a dominant role in the Indian National Congress. So these are few personalities who are still not remembered. And this is also okay to an extent, but the article mentions even few freedom fighters are only recognized by Dalits. So it is only seen as a step which is correlated to the Dalits. As an example, this article tries to bring in the example of Jyotiba Phule. So one could know the Jyotiba Phule from Maharashtra played an important role for bringing in education. So Mr. Jyotiba Phule and Savitri Phule, who happens to be the wife of Jyotiba Phule, started the first girls' school in Maharashtra. So now they are only seen by the lower class groups. Fine. So even this article tries to bring in a fact saying that even if you look with a view of British, then British is always seen with an enemy state scenario. Like it's like we see British with rage. But however, this article say this is not the case, as one could know about William Bentinck. So one could know about William Bentinck, who was very instrumental in abolishing sati in India, and even Lord Ripon, who is also called as the father of local self-government. government. So there are many personalities, as the article tries to brings in the example of Arthur Cotton. So he was a person who built a barrage on River Godavari, and now the people of Andhra Pradesh have built a temple on him. So one has to recognize even the good doings of the British. Plus this article also tries to talks about the Macaulay, saying that Macaulay was very much instrumental in bringing in a system which bring in equality. So he rejected caste and communal distinctions, that is with respect to the Brahmins and Sutras, and even he brought in the rule of law in India, which bring in a sense of equality. Plus one should also know that it is Lord Macaulay who favored for English education in India. So one should know about the Macaulay Minute of Education. So this article tries to say, can we ignore the steps which is brought in even by the British towards the welfare of our nation? So this should not be a scenario. History should be revisited in a manner which brings in a fair play scenario where we should applaud the work done. Fine. So it's more than enough if you know these points. And the next article is with respect to the state on the other side. So this article is all about the individual rights issue. So this article tries to say, when a marital rape comes into a question, then it is very difficult to define it, and even the center has made many regressive arguments. That is, it can be a marital rape to one individual, but it may not be to other. So there is a sense of chaos which is prevailing, and even this article tries to bring in the privacy case and the central government stand with respect to it, which we saw earlier that the center was not ready to accept this right to privacy as a fundamental right. So this article mentions with respect to the marital rape, and even it tries to bring in an Akila case and even the privacy case. So with these three things, it is something which is depicting that the government is against the individual rights, and the government should be clear with respect to the individual rights. Fine. So it is some sort of criticism against the government. And even abstract article is important for today, which talks about the Phillips curve. So if you know, so the Phillips curve is an relationship between unemployment and inflation. So it's like whenever the inflation is low, the unemployment will be high, and it is vice versa. So in Phillips curve, the unemployment rate will be low if there is a high rate of inflation. Fine. So it's more than enough if you know these points, and that's it with respect to today's editorial analysis, guys. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching.